Today I want to teach you how to write classes in JavaScript but without the class keyword and just with ES5. So the thing is, in ES5 there is no notion of classes, so we have to come up with function. Okay, function, for example, we want to have a function for car that is gonna be our class. Okay, as for properties, we're gonna make the properties like this dot and then the name of the property. I wanna have the make, and for the default value I come up with something like unknown or anything that you like. Let's have another property here equal that can have the default value of 2019. Okay, so now we want to instantiate it. So let's begin. Var, the variable name can be car, is new car. Okay, then we can access its properties. That make is, for example, Mazda. The car one dot year can be 2018. Now, if I say, for example, console dot log, okay, console dot log, for example, can say car one make is, you can say car one dot make. You see, car one make is Mazda. See, without having the class, we can implement the classes with function. Well, another thing that we can add to our class is a method. So we can have, for example, move for a car. That can be like equals function, and for example, we can console log the car is moving. Okay, so if I just call our function, one thing is that we cannot have the parentheses here, so we have to remove it, and only the name is enough. So this dot move is equals a function. So now if I call car.move, you see that the car is moving. We can have another instance, for example, var car2 equals another car, so we can have another instance. And for this one, we can have car.make is, for example, Toyota, and car2 dot, if I do not specify the car make, in this case the default value 2019 will be applied. So if I console log, so log car2 dot year, you see 2019 is printed out because the default value is 2019 and we haven't specified it explicitly here. Let's create a constructor for this class. So if I specify parameters for the function, that would act as constructor. So I can specify, for example, make and a year. Okay, so in this way, if I specify, for example, make here, the make that is passed, or if it's not specified, we can pass unknown. Okay, and for this one, we can specify year that is passed to the function. If it's not passed, I can assign 2019. So if I specify another car, car 3 equals new car. So in this case, can say that the make can be a Lexus and the year can be 2012. Okay, so if I console log car 3 dot make, see that Lexus is printed out because we specified parameters to the function that actually acts as constructor. And if I do not specify anything, for example, for car 4 equals new car. Okay, in this case, if I console log car 4 dot year, that would be 2019 because the default value that I specified was 2019 with the OR operator. Now we want to add some properties, but with some other methods. So I flip to another class, a brand new file, so I can define the same thing. Okay, and let's get the same class. Okay, so function car. Okay, but now we want to have a private variable like make. Okay, equal, for example, unknown or anything. Now I want to define properties. So I have to use object dot define properties. Okay, the first parameter is this, and then you can define the first one is, for example, that could be my make. Okay, so, and then we should have getters and setters. So get, for get we can have function, this function, and for set we also can have another function. Okay, for getters I just return my private variable, so that would be return make. But for setters we have to pass a value, and then my make would be the value that is passed. Okay, in this way we can define some other properties exactly like that. If you want to define another property, you can have another property. Okay, so that would be, for example, my year. I want to define another property here. For example, year is equal 2019, and then for this part I can pass year this one again be year. So now we have two properties for this function or that acts as class. Let's define objects or instantiate the class. So we can define car1 is new car. So we can access the properties like this. Log, for example, we can have console.log car1 dot my make and my car. The thing is, before that, I have to set values for that. My make is, for example, Toyota. So now that should appear. You see that the car make is Toyota. If you want to make some properties read-only, you just omit the set part. If you omit the set part like this, for example, my make would be read-only, and you see that my make is not shown here because it is read-only and it cannot be set. Okay, so the default value is applied. So if I set it to, for example, Lexus, so only the default value will be applied because this part is omitted. So we don't have a set for my make. So my make would be read-only property. You see that without using classes, just with the use of function, we developed class. So in the next videos, you will see that in ES6 we have the notion of class, constructor, and everything, and there is no need to using function. Have a good day.